Thank you for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard and very proud and pleased and honored to be displaying today one of the most iconic poster images in all of rock history if you will, and probably, almost certainly, the most famous image of Jimi Hendrix that is out there that is so widely loved around the world. This of course is the 1969 German tour poster of which done by Günther Kieser of Germany, of which the image is just so widely reproduced that everybody knows the famous wire hair image or artwork of Jimi Hendrix. Well, today there's not only a real one, but the biggest one, the biggest size they made to sell tickets before the show. Now this poster was actually created initially created, probably late '68, by Günther Kieser, as a tour blank for several tour stops in Germany in early 1969. Those dates are obtainable on the internet, the gigs that Jimmy played. There's ranging from 6 to 8, maybe 9 cities. There's a lot of various sources, but one thing we know for sure is that the tour started in Hamburg on January 11th of '69, this brief tour, and ended January 23rd in Berlin. So what I'm going to do actually is something unusual here. I'm going to do this video blog in 3 little segments so I can move in and show you some detail on this enormous poster that it just simply won't fit in the frame if I try to move it around for you and hold it like this. So I'll be right back. They actually made 2 sizes as advertising posters for this brief German tour, Günther Kieser's famous poster image. And this one is the large one. It is a massive and gorgeous 32 inches wide and 46 inches tall. And this is museum quality framed, this particular specimen, looking just awesome and just gorgeous. And again, please excuse the reflection you see on the UV plexiglass. But I will zero in here to show you that this Heir Apparent is the opening act. Again, this is a true original made before the shows, only for the purpose of selling tickets, and I'll have more on that in a moment. There you have it. Friday, January 17th, 1969, at both 7 p.m. and what's that? 7 p.m. and I believe that's 9:45 p.m. I should have figured that out ahead of time. And there's Frankfurt, the name of the hall. The price is 6 Deutschmarks, and the tickets are available at these locations, all in German. So here we have. I'll back up again to show you the grandiosity of this poster is just truly stunning. And that's why it's just, they've made so many reproductions of it, it's crazy. But I'll get to that in just a moment as I get back behind the camera. Or I'm behind the camera, back in front of the camera. Okay, here we are back again with me next to the poster, of course. And what I wanted to address is that as a concert poster collector, I and certain numbers of my friends, sometimes the way we explain it to the general public is, I collect only advertising posters. Posters that were created to sell a product, concert tickets in this case, and then usually, in fact that's all I collect is concert posters, and then usually intended to be just discarded the day after the concert. So we need to separate right now this particular poster and this blog from the merchandising piece. Any poster that's created to be sold, printed up and sent to department stores, record stores, mail order, created to be sold is often called a merchandising poster or a merch poster, and that's how I'll refer to it. So, obviously, you've probably seen the famous Stuttgart merchandising poster for this particular image, and that's because it was created to be sold as a souvenir. And even though Jimmy did play Stuttgart, I believe on January 19th of this tour, Kieser and cohorts and an American, I believe, involved, known as Darien House, made up a smaller, of course, merchandising poster with the Stuttgart date, and I should say the Stuttgart city, and January 15th. So that's what you see everywhere, and just let it be known that was never a true advertising poster. If there was one made for Stuttgart, it would be bigger than that common size and would say January 19th. But the January 15th Stuttgart repro was intentionally given sort of a phantom date and city that didn't match up with the tour, so it's not confused with the original advertising posters. Not sure why they cared back then, but that's the theory. In fact, Günther Kieser did that the very next year with a Fleetwood Mac concert poster. When they went to reproduce the poster, because it's so popular, they gave it a city and date that didn't match up with the reality of the tour. So there's a pattern there, and it's actually quite understandable. In fact, I've gotten some real good tips from, I have to give a tip of the hat to Niels Hansen of Denmark. He's followed this whole thing very closely. And to quote him, he says, "There are so many versions of this poster, it's ridiculous." So I'm not going to try to sort them out here, because all I'm talking about is the advertising poster made before the show. And Hansen points out that there's a common misconception that the Stuttgart merch poster was sold at the German dates. But he claims rather authoritatively that the German dates sold a two-sided poster program that had a Stuttgart image like this, and that the just plain poster reproduction that says Stuttgart on it was sold in the United States on Jimmy's Spring '69 US tour. So he seems to really have done his homework and know his stuff, and I'm buying that just fine, because truthfully I'm not interested in the merch poster. I just want things that were used to sell tickets and made before the show. So there you have it. You know, with all those printing variations and craziness, it does get pretty crazy, and most of you watching and so forth, won't be lucky enough to own an original advertising poster, which, as I said, they had sort of like two sizes. Not every city had both sizes made, but luckily for Frankfurt, on Jan 17th, this big, gorgeous specimen was made. There were a lot of servicemen, by the way, stationed in Frankfurt, American servicemen and so forth, who went to the show. So Jimmy, on this date only, actually played Reverie and another suitable song just for the soldiers, which is kind of cool. And a lot of those guys either bought the poster program and brought it home, or a few lucky ones grabbed an advertising poster and brought it home. But any way you look at it, it's still the original three-member Jimi Hendrix Experience with Mitch Mitchell and, of course, Noel Redding on bass, Mitch on drums. And Electric Ladyland, his classic, awesome album, was still in the US top 10 during this German January '69 tour. So this has all the bells and whistles and wires and everything else Kieser put into it you could possibly ask for. I hope you feel a little privileged to see this. I mean, it's really that special a poster. It's my privilege to tell you about it and get as many facts straight as I possibly could. And feel free to leave a comment if you have a contrary fact or something you feel like you want to share. So thanks for coming by. This is a real doozy. Someone too big for the frame. I love it. But just awesomely gorgeous. Maybe the most famous rock concert poster ever, right? Maybe so. It's great to see the candidates like this. So thanks for coming by, and have a nice day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.